Political sociologist Professor Steven Ratuva says the government should have held a constitutional forum or assembly before taking the constitutional amendment bill to Parliament. His comments come after the coalition government fell short in its bid to make changes to the constitution and could not get the 75% support needed to amend the 2013 constitution during the bill's second reading in Parliament. Meronimili reports.
Political sociologist Professor Steven Ratuva says there was a need to come to a consensus first about the amendments to the Constitution before taking it to Parliament.
It would have been probably a great idea to have a constitutional forum where people come together, politicians and other stakeholders, civil society, and start discussing about the future of constitutional processes in Fiji and in particular the 2013 Constitution, and see how identify areas which can be addressed in terms of constitutional amendment.
He acknowledged that the process is not easy, however emphasizes that it is equally important that the amendment is not politically driven.
At the moment, when you leave it to political parties to decide eventually, they are already divided in terms of their political positions. So it'll end up people voting for or against. So perhaps that's a way forward in terms of doing that. And then when you take it to the court, it's going to be one loses, one wins. And that, yeah. So when that happens, it still doesn't solve the problem, because Constitution is supposed to bring everybody together. The last thing that we want is to have a constitutional process which will divide us even further.
Prime Minister Steven Ratuva says the cabinet will finalize the question for determination by the Supreme Court next week before the government seeks an opinion of the court on the amendment to the Constitution.
Just have to put our question in, and it'll depend on the Supreme Court program. We will not use the executive to try and push the judiciary, particularly the Supreme Court, on such an important issue. We have survived since 2013 under this Constitution, and as I said, in Parliament, like necrocracy, where we're listening to dead people or people who are no longer there to make decisions, who have made it very difficult for us to make any changes.
The government is adamant and will not abandon its plan to amend the Constitution by following all the mandated pathways. Meronimili, Fiji 1 News.